Hi everyone, it's Danielle here from Nellie and Clem, and I just want to go through and show you quickly this super cute little mini album I made for Retro Hip magazine this month. So yeah, the issue is all about sort of like good vibes and things like that. So I wanted to try to put together an album of a kind of breakdown of the year. So because 2020 has been a bad year, you know, for plans and generally getting anything done, you know, everything's been quite sort of negative towards it. So I decided to try and find the sort of positive things that did happen. So I went through my photographs every single month of the year, and just kind of scrolled through each month to try and find my favourite photo from each month. And then once I had the photograph, then I kind of wanted to kind of give a little positive rundown of something good that happened in that photograph, and then kind of pop them all in this little mini album together. So when I kind of look back on 2020, I can at least see 12 good things that happened, if you see what I mean. So yeah, this album is 12 by 12 centimetres, so a little kind of dinky one. The only thing that's a little bit annoying is you're going to have to bear with me as I flip through it, because I kind of cut the holes slightly too small for the rings, because I had smaller rings on it originally, and then I needed to upgrade. So it's a bit awkward to kind of turn the pages, so I just need to yeah, bear that in mind when you see me struggling. All of the digital words and lettering on here are all from Kerry Bradford Studios. So that's my sponsor for this month. So I picked 3 different digital files, and then I used those, and I just overlaid the wording and things in PowerPoint, and then printed them out and cut them all out to size. So this is 2 different digital kits. This Life is Good is one, and then the Really is another one, so a sort of scripty one. So I kind of overlaid that on top. Then I've just got a couple of little bits and pieces. I've got that's just a Felicity Jane asterisk, chipboard asterisk. There's any of the papers in here are from the Retro Hip printables from this month's magazine. So this is from the printables, so is this, and then these little tags, labels, and then just these puffy alphas are just from Citrus Twist. They were just some I had in my stash. So yeah, so anything else is going to be all the papers and things are all going to be from Retro Hip. So yeah, let's go for it. Let's see if you're in shot. Everything is in shot. Ooh. Yes. Okay, so yeah, Kerry Bradford sells these amazing little cards that you can buy, and then you can change the colours of them and print them out. And they're she's got like every single letter of the alphabet. She's got all the numbers, and then she's also has these ones which are kind of, she's got like days of the week, and then she's got months of the year as well, with like the big letter and then the tiny writing of the words. So we've got January here. So what I did was, some of them are already in different colours that she's chosen, but I kind of picked the colours that blended with the colour palette of the kit. So this sort of mustardy kind of yellow is in here, and then on the background I used like an ink dropper to pick out some of the other colours from the kit, to kind of make sure that it all kind of coordinated nicely. So I've got this kind of pale peachy pink in there as well. So what I've done is I've coloured, it's very sort of formulaic, where I've got a pattern paper from the Retro Hip printables, the month of the year on the one side of the journal card, and then on the reverse of it, whoops, okay, see what I mean? It's a little bit clunky. I've got a little write-up with one of the Kerry Bradford scripty letters or words that kind of, again, kind of coordinates with the photograph. So this one's just a picture I took of my craft room when I'd moved everything around over Christmas. So when I came into January, I had everything kind of organised nicely. So then I've just got a little kind of sort of couple of sentences sort of saying about, you know, my crafty space and why it makes me happy. And then I've just got this little This Matters, which is a Kerry Bradford little printable as well, which I've just chopped out and popped on a foam pad just to kind of raise it up a bit. So that's kind of the formula. So as you kind of see as I go through, oops, So we've got, again, a patterned paper, the month of the year, so February, and then on the reverse I've got, oh, come on, I'm gonna have to punch those holes bigger at some point. I've got a photograph and then a write-up of it. So this is my parents' puppy that they got early in the year, and she's super cute, but she's a massive handful. And then I've kind of, with a lot of the photographs, I've kind of overlaid Kerry Bradford printables on top with like a text or a word. That's something that kind of, again, works with the photograph. So that's the kind of formula of this little book. So it's really easy to put together. And then also you've got this extra page here that you can use for kind of anything you want, really, you know. So I might embellish these later, or I might add extra wording in or journaling in. So it's just kind of, this is the kind of the basic kind of version of the album, and then you can embellish and add to it as much as you like, really. But it's just a kind of simple thing to put together. So we've got March here, then I've got just a little life, and then obviously March is when everything kind of happened COVID wise properly in the UK. So my train had no one on it, which was nice, because yeah, that never happens. So yeah, so it was a positive from that. Travelling into London with no one on my train was actually the nicest journey into London I've ever had. So yeah, sort of little bits like that, really. Again, I'm picking the colour palettes that match with the kit. So you've got this kind of dark navy and white. So again, I've kind of changed the background colour of one of the letters to be white, and then kind of use the blue again. So everything's coordinating nicely. So we've got April's mine and my husband's birthday. I'm at the beginning and he's at the end. So this is just a couple of pictures that we took in the garden, which are really sweet of him and the cat. So yeah, they're sort of my lockdown buddies are sort of saying how, you know, birthday plans are cancelled, but we still managed to kind of find ways to celebrate together. So that's a big Let's Party that I've just popped on top. That's another one of the Kerry Bradford digitals. Love this paper from Retro Hip. The papers this month are particularly yummy. So yeah, if you have a copy of the magazine, then you know already they're all gorgeous. This one's from May. So I've just got, because we were working from home, we're still working from home. It's all about kind of like starting to have actual breakfasts and things at the weekend and during the week as well. So yeah, so that was just a particularly good looking breakfast I had. Those eggs were really nice. So I've just got a Rise and Shine on here, and then just like a weekend there as well. Oops, love this paper too, this one's gorgeous. So June, you know, kind of, if you're under a rock, like, you know, everything was kind of kicking off in May and June with protests and, you know, Black Lives Matter, and everything was kind of you know, really kind of getting heated online, and, you know, people kind of trying to be a bit better at well, everything really. So yeah, so June I kind of mentioned about I kind of ended up coordinating two things. Where at the beginning of the year I wanted to read more books by female authors. That was just kind of a thing that I decided that I was going to do at the beginning of the year, was buy more books by female authors. So I was doing that, but then at the same time I was also making sure that I had a lot more literature that was either written by black women, or basically also just like books about race, and, you know, just trying to be a bit better and trying to educate myself, really. So yeah, so there's a few in here from that. There's a couple in here by men as well, because I've got the Stephen King on the bottom there, and Adam Rutherford wrote a book called How to Argue with a Racist, which is really, really good actually. So he did sort of sneak in there too, but everything else was written by women. So I was kind of trying to keep that alive, but also trying to make sure, be a bit more conscious about the authors that I read and the work that I read, because, you know, it's very echo chambery if you just read things that are written just for you. You know, you should try and expand a bit more. So yeah, so it was just kind of a little kind of nod to that, really. So yeah, I've got, you know, I can always add in more in this album, like I say. So there are a few things I did kind of consider adding in. I want to add in maybe more of like the little screenshots and things that I took, because there were loads of bits and pieces where I'd take a little photo of something on Instagram, or things that I'd share that, again, they were all kind of had a positive message behind them. So they would be good to include in here too. So I can add to this album, so hence the big book rings. So July was amazing, because I finally got an iPad that I've been waiting to get, an iPad Pro for like quite a few years now, and yeah, so finally managed to get one, so I was really chuffed with that. So that was me kind of like having a little picture of that, and then saying how I'm going to do a bit more with my scrapbooking principles using the iPad. I'm still learning how to use it at the moment because it's not a particularly easy thing to learn, so I'll get there. Oops. This one was from August, so again just coordinating the papers with the cards. So I've just got this little, trying to be better at taking more pictures of myself, so yeah, because I'm not great at it. So yeah, so it's just sort of using Ali Edwards kind of projects and things. So this was from another one of the Ali Edwards what was this? No, this was First Day Free, but I've done the Art of Noticing, and I was doing the Pieces of Us early in the year. So yeah, just trying to basically be a bit better at putting myself in front of the camera as well. It's mega awkward, but I'm getting there. So I just got this Hey You, and then like a U here as well, which I just chopped the kind of top off of this and kind of used it as the U here. So that's fun. Love that paper. That's like my favourite paper from the printables, I think, with the hearts and the grid. So I've got September here. Oops, I just got another wild, and then another Hey You here, because that's just my cat Clem, who's lying on the window ledge in front of me at the moment, actually. So yeah, just sort of saying how she's been pushing our buttons through lockdown, but she's also yeah, lovely. It's nice seeing her more and spending more time with her, because I did feel bad about her being at home a lot on her own. So yeah, it's just a little kind of nod to her. This one is, I'm just checking that. Yep, fine. October. Ooh, we're getting a bit tweaked now. There we go. October. And this, we were supposed to go to Italy in October, and so obviously that didn't happen. But so instead we just kind of went to visit kind of beaches and things around near where we live, because we have so many really lovely places to visit, and we just haven't really been doing that. So this is kind of an opportunity to go and do that and actually spend some time outside and spend some time you know, in these nice places that are near us. So yeah, so we did that. So just kind of mention about that really, and took a nice photo of the beach that we were on. Whoops. November, really getting kind of caught up here. There we go. Oh dear. And then this is a FaceTime call with my mum, which was absolute shambles, because as I mentioned, they're puppies. She's really big now, and she's still a puppy, so she's still sort of jumping around and sort of really excitable. So trying to have a telephone conversation with my mum is impossible at the moment. So this was just a sort of silly series of pictures I took, and I documented separately, but I really liked the picture so much that I wanted to include it back in this album as well, because it's so funny that she's just leaping around all the time trying to steal the show. Whoops. And then this one is just, I messed up, I put it the wrong way around, so I need to whoops, print this out again and punch the holes in the other side. I did so well, I got right to the end and then got it the wrong way around. So yes, this is just sort of saying, you know, Christmas wasn't planned this year, but the best part was that we got to spend it together. So yeah, we still had our little family traditions and things, but ooh, come on, there we go. But yeah, so I just sort of put a little Buddy the Elf in there at the end, just sort of so good. So yeah, so that's just kind of yeah, that's it really. So it's just a kind of year in review really, just on a kind of small scale, and then yeah, just kind of trying to find those positive things that happened and put them all in one place. So, you know, people do pocket pages and people do, you know, you are documenting your year throughout, but sometimes it's nice to just have like a small little go-to kind of thing that you can just have a quick skim through, you know, so you don't have to have all the journaling and a whole load of words and things. You can just kind of keep those smaller stories just in one little place. So that's a kind of a fun way of doing that. So yeah, if you kind of want to do the same thing, then that would be really great. And yeah, I'd love to see, so make sure you do let me know if you give this a go, because it'd be really nice to see how everyone puts their little albums together and their sort of positive moments from 2020. Okay, so there we go. I'll leave it there, and I'll pop some pictures at the end as well, the whole like the pages more close up so you can see. And I'll be back again soon with another layout or a flip through or printables or something. But in the meantime, I hope you're all keeping well, and yeah, lots of love to you all, and Happy New Year. Haha. Okay, speak to you all soon. Take care. Bye.